So let's go ahead and analyze this Sauce Labs test, which is very similar to the browser stack test. You guys can see here how that looks, also an init method and the actual test, and then a cleanup method. And of course, this isn't the best, it's not following the best design patterns, right? If you guys had some kind of a framework, you can of course put the setup and tear down in some kind of a base class that from which our test classes could inherit from, and then we don't have to keep recoding this. But that's not the purpose of this tutorial. The purpose of this tutorial is obviously for me to teach you how to do parallel testing. So anyways, Sauce Labs, the way they had their code configured is passing in all of the browsers and operating systems is through the testfix attribute, and then it goes to the constructor, which sets the fields through the constructor, and then that gets passed in into the desired capabilities class. So I actually like that a lot more. If you guys remember, the browser stack did a little bit differently, where we were just setting our desired capabilities here. You can also pass it in through a config file as well, which is actually really cool. And probably a good way to do it so that you can control your tests externally. And so that's that. And then there's the setup, which they also do the similar thing where they have a username and an access key, as does browser stack. And then the actual test, of course, and then the teardown method, in which they do a little bit of a cleanup and display a message in their results. So that's that. That's the Selenium test, but obviously not so relevant unless we're making it parallel run. So I'm going to do the same exact things as before. I'm going to take this class, which let me rename. Again, as you see, this problem with Visual Studio is why it doesn't rename the files automatically. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it, double click it, rename it. I'm just going to do two tests at once. Rename the file, the class. Rename the constructor, and that's pretty good. I guess we can change this to run on Chrome 40 and Windows 8, and the rest is all okay. It's parallelizable and it's got everything here. If we look at the test explorer, we don't see Sauce Test 2 yet, so of course we need to build so that our test explorer finds our tests. Give it a second. It's built, succeeded. So now we can see pass test sauce 1, unrun test sauce 2. I'm going to go ahead and run them both. Run selected tests, see, running them together. I'm going to pull up browser stack here, go back to my account, and give it a second. Look at that, running 2 tests. You want to view full screen, you can. I bet it's probably already finished. But you can see 2 tests were ran together. Look at this time. They started about 5 seconds apart. So you can pretty much see that's parallel, right? And then one test ran longer than the other. And then, of course, you can sit in here and analyze. You can see they ran on different browsers, different operating systems, which is really cool. And again, another benefit of parallel testing and why I'm a big fan of it and why I encourage you guys to learn this technique so that you can help your jobs as well.